Welcome to Hanson Stadium in St. George, Utah, home of the Dixie College Rebels. The Snow College Badgers have come to town to take on the #1 ranked Rebels. I'm Jim Carpenter, alongside Mike Nielsen and Joe Tolman. This will be a really exciting game today. Dixie has proven themselves all year long, but this should prove to be their toughest challenge of the year. Mike, you talked to Coach MP earlier today of the Snow College Badgers. What can we expect from Snow College today?
Well, Jim, on offense, the Badgers are loaded. I mean, they've got star-studded players all over the place, and it all starts with talented quarterback Olin Hannum. And Jim, this kid is phenomenal. Hannum averages over 380 yards and completes over 65% of his passes per game. On the ground, though, Joe Loma is averaging 105 yards a game, so the Badgers have a well-balanced attack that they'll be able to throw at this Dixie defense. But on defense, that's where the Badgers are going to have to get it done. They need to hold this Dixie offense in check. The Badgers want to force Dixie to throw the ball, and also Coach Empey says Snow needs to win the turnover battle here. He says whoever's going to win the turnovers, he says this team they've been able to hold on to the ball pretty good all year. Earlier in the season, the Badgers did turn the ball over a lot, but he says they really need to win that battle. They can't, make any mental mistakes putting the ball on the ground. But the Badgers are confident that they can win this game today here, Jim. It's just a matter of execution for them. So it looks like it'll be a great turnout tonight for everybody, for the crowd and everything, but it'll be a good game.
I think so, too. Snow College, of course, the rank, number 10 in the country?
12, actually.
Number 12 in the country with 2 losses, and they had 2 tough losses, really close games, and but they need to get those behind them and come out strong, which I think that they're going to do. Of course, Dixie's going to start off with the ball here. Joe, what kind of stuff can we expect from Dixie today?
Well, when you're talking about Dixie, they come up with the same thing about every week. This week, though, I'm looking for Dixie's defense to come out with a great job standing up against Snow's great passing attack. They've had about 50 sacks against their opponents this year and 18 interceptions. The defense has also held their opponents to about 1/2 the rushing yards. However, they're a lot closer in the passing yards so far this season. That's where Snow's going to try to hit them hard. And you know what? As far as Dixie's offense is going, Quinn Hampton, Aaron Ware, and Ethan Ross are the big passing trio. Look for them to come out with a great game, and also look for Tony Jones to carry the ball early as Dixie tries to get their running game going. One thing about Jones, however, is he's had 5 fumbles so far this year. Watch out for Snow to try to exploit that.
Well, here we go as we get set to kick off. Alan Cox is kicking off for the Badgers, and he kicks a high, deep kick. Ethan Ross is going to field it in the end zone, but he's going to take it out. And he gets hit hard by number 2.
Well, they're going to have to redo this one, Jim, as we already have an offsides on the kicking team. Snow just a little over anxious there, and they got, just ahead of the kicker, so we're going to have to redo this one.
I don't really blame Snow for wanting to come out and hit Dixie early. I mean, they've been thinking about this game, I'd have to say, all year.
Well, as we're awaiting the call here, they're talking to Dixie, seeing what they want to do.
Well, I'd imagine they want to re-kick it. They don't want to take the ball right at the 11-yard line. Also, Jim, we got the #1 offense with the Snow Badgers. They're averaging over 500 yards a game, and Dixie actually only gives up a little over, I think it's 250 yards a game. So, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what goes on. #1 offense against the #1 defense here in the WSFL today.
Well, it should be an exciting game. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of Olin Hannum. He looks really exciting to me, and
he's a phenomenal athlete. We watched him here in the pregame, and just him working out. He's got a cannon for an arm. I mean, he can throw the ball down 50, 60 yards just right on a dime.
Well, it should be really exciting. But you're right, Mike. Snow's going to re-kick the ball here, and of course, it's Alan Cox again out here to kick it off again for the Badgers. And we've got number 4, Ethan Ross, and number 6, Cody Waite, back deep to receive for the Rebels. Cox gets set to kick off again from their own 30-yard line. And he gets another high, long kick. Waite's going to receive it at the 5-yard line, and he takes off. He's at the 20. He breaks the tackle and gets back to the 20 and then gets hit by number 53. That's Sam Hobie.
That was a great job by Waite keeping his feet and trying to break it to the outside. Take a look here on the replay. You can see he gets the ball pretty deep. Able to take it up, gets some decent blocking, tries to break it outside. He's hit early. Watch him able to keep his feet, puts his hand out, gets his balance again, and able to pick up about 5 or 6 extra yards after he's hit.
Well, here comes the Rebels, Quinn Hampton and company. Guine split out to the right. I formation. There's some movement on the defensive line. No flag. So he hands it off to number 23. It's Tony Nielsen, and he gets hit in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards, 3 yards.
You know, Ryan Heath at the strong safety position. Watch him here as he fights off some blocks to get out and make this play. Now, Coach Emphy says it's going to start with the middle linebackers and go all the way back to the free safety. But he says the one thing he really likes about this Snow Badger defense is just how quick they are going from east to west. He says these guys can cover a lot of ground in a hurry.
So the Snow College defense getting it done there as Dixie gets set to do it again. Quinn Hampton's under center. He drops back to pass. He's looking for Ross. Ross gets hit as the ball goes over his head.
Well, that was a smart play there by Quinn Hampton. He knew that he really didn't have Ethan Ross wide open. Kind of laid it up high enough that nobody's going to be able to get it. If anybody, Ethan Ross is going to be able to come down with it. Take a look here. The Badgers play great here on defense. And you know, the offensive line for Dixie gives Quinn Hampton all day to throw this ball.
Watch there. He's watching Ross the whole time. I don't know if that's really a great decision. When you have a speed guy like that, you want to look short first and then go long if you can.
Dixie lines up. Quinn Hampton calls a cadence. And he hands it off, but totally read by the Snow Badger defense there as he gets hit hard there in the backfield. So Dixie's going to be forced to punt. What about
there
this
was a flag
Snow
on
College?
The play. Looks like it's going to be, it might be against Snow. I did see a flag fly in there at the end. We might have a face mask penalty.
We might even have an illegal shift here. No, it isn't offsides.
Well, I saw some movement on the line at the beginning of the play, and I didn't see them pull a flag. I didn't think that they had pulled one, but I guess they did. So that's going to give Dixie another chance at it at about a 3rd and 9 situation.
Now, Dixie needs to make these important 3rd down conversions, and they need to do it all day. They can't come in here and do a 3 and out. That's a win for the Badgers if they can continue to keep Dixie going 3 and out. So big 3rd down here.
So here comes the Dixie offense again. Ross is split to the right. Anderson split to the left. I formation with Nielsen in the background. Hampton calls. He drops back to pass. Ross is open. It's a long pass. Oh! Broken up by number 1, Jared Howard.
Well, once again, Hampton was watching Ross the whole time, and that gave the free safety. That clued him off to get over there on Ross. I mean, it's not easy to catch up to Ross, but when you're watching him the whole time, free safety, in this case, Jaron Harward, is able to get over there just at the last second and break up the play.
That was an excellent job by Harward in getting himself in position to break up that play.
You know, Coach Empey talked about these his free safeties and his corners. He says that's the one big question on defense is, you know, can these guys stay with these receivers on the Dixie offense?
Well, Chris Anderson's on the punt. He gets a pretty good punt out. It's fielded by number 7, Brian Romney, and he gets hit right away by the Dixie punt return team or punt defending team.
Well, actually, Brian Romney on the year, he plays this H flanker in this Badger attack. He has 60 receptions for 964 yards. He is really Hannum's go-to guy, but it'll be interesting to see how they come out here in the first series. I expect nothing but passing here on this first drive.
So here comes Olin Hannon and company as they get set to do this. And, sets up in a shotgun formation.
That's a weird shotgun they got going here.
Olin Hannon, he hands it off to number 23, Ryan Heath. And he gets hit right away in the backfield for a loss of about 2.
Well, that's another thing that the Badgers are going to have to control is that defensive line for the Dixie College Rebels. Junior Saiavi gets it started right here, and he blows through the line. They're going to need a double and triple team Saiavi today. He's just too big and too overpowering for anybody to take one-on-one.
Look at, he's just able to throw off his blocker.
Yeah,
that guy's huge.
So here comes the Badgers again. Olin Hammond under center this time. He drops back to pass. Nearly intercepted by number 27. That's Grant Smith, backfield for the Dixie Rebels.
Now another thing for the Badgers, they're really going to test these corners all day. They're going to be going long and short passes, but the corners have got to be smart. They can't bite on the run. Snow really wants to set that run up and try to get what they can against this Dixie defense.
Well, Dixie's defense, corners shouldn't really have to bite on the run with such a great interior line that they have.
So Hannon fumbles the snap, and he's going to drop on it at about the 25-yard line. Tough break for the Badgers there, 3 and out. So both teams come in 3 and out. Mike, what's that all about?
I don't expect a high-scoring affair. We got Dan Brigham down on the ground. He's actually been phenomenal for the Dixie Rebels all throughout the year. I read a great article in the paper about him today. But that'll be a big loss if he can't come back in the game.
Looks like he's got some sort of back strain. That's what it appears to be to me. I can't really tell. Well, let's see if we can get here. Let's watch on the replay and see if we can figure out what happens.
It looks like he had his head right down on the ground, and he just got popped by Solomon Ananu going for the ball. Back to what you said, Jim, this 3 and out, both Coach Hemphy and Coach Croshaw feel that they've got, one of the best defenses around. Obviously, Dixie has the numbers behind him, being rated the #1 team in the nation and the #1 defense in the WSFL. But I want to say it's going to be high scoring, but I really don't think it will. I think we might get a game in the teens, maybe in the 20s, but maybe nothing else.
I think you're right, Mike.
I think both teams' defense are really going to take over. They're going to dictate what's going to happen in this game.
Well, Brigham gets up, and he's walking off the field on his own power, so that's a good sign for the Rebels.
They're All-American right here, number 87, Alan Cox. He can just absolutely kick the ball. He's a Division I potential go. He's getting looked at by schools, Miami, Wisconsin, everybody around in the Eastern States wants a part of him.
But he gets a high snap, and Gines fields it at the 35, and he breaks loose and gets taken down at the 40 by number 88. That's Mark Larson.
I think on that, as he made the guy miss the first tackle, I think they're going to call a block in the back here because we got a flag down on the play.
Looked to me like number 38, Mike Esplin, came in at the end of that, threw an extra block. Let's take a look on this replay. You can see him down there right at the bottom of the screen as he makes that move, comes in with the block in the back.
And that's right where they threw the flag is right there. So Dixie's going to have to start from back around about the 25.
We are waiting the call.
In a real big game like this, though, the first couple of series, everybody's really trying to feel each other out. Snow College really wants Quinn Hampton to have to work for his yards here. Coach Hemphy told me that they're going to make Quinn work with different formations. They're going to set up a lot of stuff that Quinn hasn't seen all year.
So Dixie's going to get set to start on their own 27-yard line.
Now the linebacking core, though, for the Badgers, number 4, Solomon Loyola, he actually gets it all started for this Badger defense.
So Quinn Hampton's under center. Gines split out to the right, and looks like Anderson split out to the left. Hampton drops back to pass. He rolls right. He's got Ware in the middle, open. Ware gets pushed out of bounds about the 48-yard line. Great job by the Dixie offense and coming out passing there.
That was a great play call there by Coach Smith. Watch Hampton. They're able to use Hampton's wheels here. They're going to pull out a guard here, and Aaron Ware just comes right across with Hampton. Nobody even was in the vicinity of picking up Aaron Ware across the middle.
I tell you, Aaron Ware's been doing that all year long. He's been getting open right in the middle and just doing a great job. So as Dixie comes out to do it again, Ross split out to the right, Anderson split to the left. Hampton calls the play. And, he hands it off to number 21, and he picks up about 3 yards. That's Aaron Sane on the carry there.
Yeah, I talked about this in the pregame. The Badgers want Dixie, if they're going to win, they have to beat them through the air. Coach Empey talked about the Dixie offense. He said he just hasn't really seen that they can put the ball effectively in the air. It's Aaron Sane is here, picks up about 3 or 4 yards here. He's knocked down by number 9, Jeremy Jacobs for the Badgers.
So the Rebel offense coming out and showing what they've been doing all year long so far on this drive, as they're set to do it again. And Hampton hands it off to Sane again. Sane breaks loose up the middle, and he picks up about 15 yards on the play there, and finally gets taken down by the safeties.
Well, this is one thing. If Snow wants to win this game, they're really going to have to stop Dixie's running game, especially those quick hands off to Sane up the middle like that. Watch on the replay, just that quick handoff to Sane, and the linebackers apparently are keying in on Nielsen in the backfield, and just that quick fullback handoff to Sane was a great call, able to get back in the secondary. It's really hard to take down a big guy like that when you're a small corner or free safety.
The linebackers really need to step up and fill those holes in the middle. That's their responsibility back there.
So movement on the defensive line there to hand off to Nielsen. He picks up 3. There is going to be...
Now that was perfectly played there by Brett Erickson as he came up. He saw the hole, filled the hole right away, and he met Nielsen as soon as he came through that hole. But that's your job as a middle linebacker. As soon as you see a hole create, you need to step up and fill that hole.
I'm surprised they didn't throw the flag there, as there was offensive or defensive offsides. We're taking a look at that play. Nielsen gets hit hard and just breaks through those hits to pick up 3. So Dixie comes out in I formation, 2 split to the right, Gines and Ross. So Hampton, he drops back to pass. He's looking for Ware. Ware gets it. He falls out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. So here Dixie on a run. Joe, what's going on?
I tell you, that was a great job by Ware, turning around, grabbing the ball, showing his athleticism for such a big guy. You know, he's just been a great guy all year for him, able to find those quick open things. And Dixie, once they start getting the running game going, that's going to make the linebackers cheat up on him, and that gives Hampton the ability to hit the tight end over the middle.
You've marked it right on the target there, Joe. The linebackers are going to be creeping up every time that Dixie does get any positive yards on the rushing attack. A great separation there by Ware as he got away from Jeremy Jacobs.
So here's Hampton and company. Hampton drops back to pass. He's got Ross. Oh! Ross almost has it.
No, that was just 1 second behind. The coverage was there. Ross he split the seam and found the open. Look to his right, the big opening there. Hampton really couldn't have put the ball any better. Ross needs to make those catches in the end zone, especially one like that.
That ball was threaded right up through there, and it was just a great throw by Hampton. Ross just needs to pull that one in. So we take another look at that.
That was just great protection. Need to make those catches.
So we've got 2nd and 10 here for the Rebels. Hampton, it's going to be a sweep to Nielsen as he gets hit in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 4 for the Rebels.
That was a great job by the linebacking crew, firing in there, hitting him in the backfield. Take a look at that. Nielsen has absolutely no chance as number 16, Joel Bingham, just comes through there, has a beat on him, takes out his legs. That's one of the things you have to do against a big, powerful running back like Nielsen. So we take a look at this one more time. Look at him just go right for the legs.
Joel Bingham, he's lucky that Nielsen just didn't take a step over him. Bingham actually dropped to his knees. That's a cardinal sin. You never want to drop to your knees as you come in through there.
So Dixie gets set up on this 3rd and 14 play. It's going to be a sweep to Nielsen to the right side. Nielsen breaks through a couple tackles and then gets taken down about the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be on a 4th and...
So Solomon Leola, he really led that charge there for the Badgers as he came up from his linebacking position to make that big play. Blackwell's going to have to get it done here for the Rebels.
It's actually Mitchell in there to kick it here for the Rebels.
We'll take a look at this on the replay. Leola just comes flying in from the middle back position, flies all the way over the field, does a great job of hitting the tackle.
So Blackwell still benched, and Mitchell's in here to try it for the Rebels. He gets it up, and it is good. So 3 points for the Rebels. Rebels hit first here. How important is that, Mike?
I think it's really important for especially a home team to come out get the first 3 points on the board. Then it puts pressure back on the Badgers. They didn't really do anything their first possession that they had the ball. Dixie really, the defense stepped up once again and played huge here. But positive yards for the Rebels. They started at their 26. That's where the line of scrimmage started from. They moved it downfield, got 3 points. I know Coach Croshaw needs the 7 points, but anytime you can put any points on the board, that's going to just nothing but positive for your team.
Well, you know, a field goal is kind of a draw between the offense and the defense. Right there at the end of that possession, the defense was able to hold. They were able to get lots of tackles for losses and for short gains in the backfield, able to do pretty decent coverage.
Well, Blackwell's on to kick off for the Rebels here. And back deep to receive for the Badgers is number 21. That's Adrian Sanders out of Layton, Utah. And number 7, Brian Romney out of Pleasant Grove, Utah.
You know, Coach Empey also told me if Dixie can drive the ball down deep in their own territory, into the Badger territory, he says if they come off the field with just a field goal, he feels that his defense has won that series. Even though it's 3 points, he still feels that his offense can put more points on the board than that.
So we're going to get another chance to look at the Snow College offense as Blackwell gets set to kick off. And he gets a long kick to hit the goal line. That's fielded by Romney. And he breaks a couple tackles. Finally gets taken down at the 25-yard line by number 13. That's Tony Wolfgram.
Well, Dixie's really lucky that they have Wolfgram right there. Romney has excellent speed. He's about a 4.5 40. He can, really tear it up. If he can just get one person to miss here, he's off to the races.
So here comes Olin Hannon and company.
I'm just kind of surprised on that, as you watch there on the replay, that Romney just didn't try to cut it inside. He's got the speed to beat Wolfgram.
There's a movement on the defensive line, but I didn't see any flags get pulled. And that's be handled by number 83. That's Cameron Stewart out of Salt Lake City.
Take a look around the replay. Stewart just flares outside, gets in front of his linebacker. Hit at the end of the play, quick pickup of about 2 or 3 yards.
I'm telling you, these refs aren't calling these encroachments because Dixie actually hopped onto the other side of the line and then hopped back, but no call.
Well, when you're the #1 ranked defense in the country, you get a lot of respect from the officials as well.
So Hannon hands it off to number 32, and 22, and he breaks it all the way up to the 41-yard line.
I tell you, Joe Lomu right there shows great speed, able to break right through the line. The hole was made, and he just accelerated right through it. No hesitation at all. Watch here on the replay. Just gets that quick handoff on the trap, goes right up the middle, breaks a tackle, isn't able to get away from number 53, Danny Robinson, but gets the first down.
Well, the Badgers average as a team 135 yards rushing on the ground, but against a talented defense, it's going to be hard to get that.
So Loma gets the call again, and then he breaks through for a gain of about 4.
And, it might be just a gain of 2 or 3 yards here. Actually, it's going to be about 4, but anytime you can put any positive yardage on your rushing attack against this Dixie defense, you won the battle in there.
Well, there was really no hole there, but a great job by Snow's offensive line, as you watched on the replay, accelerating through. They got pretty much all the yardage for a running back that time. He just lowered his shoulders and followed his lineman right through.
Oh, Junior Saab, he sends Olin Hannum right on his back.
Yeah, I think they're going to throw a flag on that one.
Definite encroachment call on the defense there.
Oh, he just sent Hannum flying.
Now you can see the center, Jeff Swanger right there, just putting up his hands after he's like, what are you doing? I didn't snap the ball.
Referee Jack Hill will do all the calling for the referees today. The umpire is Eddie Green. The head linesman is Kelvin Porter. The side judge is Kent Condi. The field judge is James Green. The line judge is Kim Nelson. And the back judge is Val Coleman.
So that's going to set up a 2nd and 1 for the Snow offense here. And
2nd and 1, though, that's usually a passing down because you still have 3rd down to only pick up about a yard. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for the deep ball.
Well, they're going to fumble it, and he's going to get taken down as Hannon picks it back up. And so it's going to be lost about 2.
Hannum needs to hold on to that ball a little better. His hand's a bit slippery out there.
That's the 2nd time he's fumbled a snap, but I'm not sure if the communication is bad between the center and the quarterback. Whatever it is,
Well,
they
that
need
time
to
he
fix
had the
that
ball,
problem.
it looks like he might have, tried to. Looks like the ball might have even been knocked out by the running back. Maybe Hannum thought it was going to be a running play, and the running back didn't.
This late in the stage of the season, you really got to have a lot of communication on offense. You've got to know exactly what you're doing.
So that sets up a 3rd and 4 as Hannon drops back to pass. And he's got a man open, hits number 88. That's Mark Larson. And that's going to bring up 1st down for the Badgers.
Good job by Mark Larson to know exactly where the 1st yard stick was at. He went right to the 1st down, allowed Hannum just to hit him right there. He just has to work for maybe a yard or two to get that 1st down. Good job there by Larson.
So the Badgers offense is coming out, and they're doing it strong. And as they get set up to do it again, they got 3 split out to the left. Hannon's in a interesting looking formation there. It's going to be a definite pass play. And he hits Romney, and Romney's able to pick up a 1st down.
Now, how do you cover that as Dixie? Every one of the 4 receivers come on the same side. They run the same exact pattern, just a hitch. Watch it, they turn around and do a 5-yard hitch here, and Romney's the one open. How many people do you have covering the flat? You've got to be looking deep. A smart play there by the Badgers.
Well, it's like you were saying before the game, Snow's coaching staff wants to come out with a lot of different looks, really try to confuse this Dixie defense. They're doing a great job of it so far.
Now, putting together drives like this of anything that's eating up clock, that's keeping the defense of Dixie out there on the field. And, you wonder how long they're going to be out there when the 4th quarter comes.
So Hannon hands off to Lomu, and he breaks up through for a gain of about 4.
It looks like Hannum right there changed the play at the line of scrimmage. Watch her on the replays. It looks like he was barking at an alternative play. Picks up a gain of about 5 yards. Looks like he picked the right play.
The thing about the Badgers on this drive that I really like, they've really shaken things up. They're just keeping Dixie on their heels. They're not exactly sure if they're going to come with a pass on 1st down, a pass on 2nd down. They'll run it when they're expecting a pass.
But Dixie's defense has got to do something here as Hannon drops back to pass. And he hits. I didn't see who that was.
It looked like it was Aaron Boone.
Number 13, Aaron Boone, you're right.
No, Aaron Boone was actually started out the year as a quarterback. Take a look at him here. Good hard ball there thrown by Hannum. Just nobody in the middle of the field to catch that. Pat Baker was dropping back in his defensive position, but that was just a great thrown ball. Yeah, Aaron Boone actually converted from the quarterback position to the wide receiver position. He has 30 catches on the year for over 400 yards.
So Snow is a 1st and goal here, threatening to score. As Hannon drops back to pass, and he hits his tight end.
I believe that was Larson again.
Now, you got to have a lot of confidence in your quarterback. Watch this. He throws right into double coverage, just splits Pat Sandoval and Pat Baker right at the 5-yard line.
That ball was thrown exactly where it needed to be, thrown a little bit behind the wide receiver, split 2 defenders. That was a terrific throw. I've really been impressed with Hannum so far when he's able to hold on to the ball.
So Hannum coming out and showing why he's the number 1 ranked quarterback in the WSFL as he lines up to do it again in the T formation. And he hands it off, and he's going to get stopped. That was number 6, Casey Anderson, and he gets stopped just short of the end zone at about the 1-yard line.
This is where Dixie really needs to suck it up here, Jim. They really need to get fired up and stop this Badger offense. They can't let them come in with a touchdown.
So 3rd down and goal. If they don't get this, do they go for it on 4th down?
In a game like this, I think you just go for the 3 points. I don't think you can risk not putting any points on the board. Great play there by the defense, though, as they were able to go to their side and make that great play.
So here's the test of Dixie's defense as Hannon comes out, and he hands it off, and it looks like they got stopped. No call.
Now this is going to be a big play call by Empey. They were able to pick up just 2 yards. They're almost actually 1.5 yards. They're about a half a yard out, maybe 6 inches out. Take a look at that. Great play by Dixie as they're able to, the linebackers and the free safety and strong safety come up and fill that hole.
So it looks like Snow's going to go for it. As Hannum comes out, I think they've got to play liberally here. They've got to come out and show that they're going to stop. They want to get in there. And
well, when it's on the half a yard line, even if you don't get it, I mean, you still put Dixie's offense in terrible field position.
I don't think they got it. I think he's stacked up.
Yeah.
They didn't get it.
He was stacked up.
That's a victory right there by the defensive unit. Great play there. They got a good push. It looked like Hannum had a miscommunication at the line of scrimmage, as he caught the ball, nobody was really ready. We watched Junior Sahabi come off the field. He gets it all started there, that nose tackle position.
Well, when you're 6'5", 309, it's hard to run over him. Watch here on the replay. Sahabi just standing everybody up. He's like the heart and soul of this Dixie interior line.
I tell you, that's a huge stop by the Dixie defense as Quinn Hampton comes into the game. Even though they're starting on their own goal line here, you know, they've got to get the ball out of here, get some breathing room, but, you know, it's still a huge stop. Ware is wide open. He breaks loose and gets taken down at the 40-yard line. Great job by the Dixie offense in breaking through and getting out of that tight spot.
Now the Snow Badgers expected Dixie to come right with the run, to give themselves some breathing room. Great play there by Kelly Smith, play calling there, as Hampton hit Ware on a beautiful pass.
Ware doing a great job showing his speed at the tight end position, breaking past Jeremy Jacobs, the 6'2", 195 DB for Snow out of Seattle, Washington.
So Dixie coming out strong here again as Hampton gets under center. And, he's going to hand it off to Nielsen. Nielsen has running room.
Oh, man.
He had a huge hole, and he breaks around number one, gets hit by number one, and taken out of bounds. That's Jared Harward. Great job by Tony Nielsen.
That was a great job by the Dixie coaching staff calling that play, pulling the offensive lineman to the left, sending Nielsen to the right. Watch that. All the down blocking sends Snow's defense to the left side of the field, while Jones goes up the right side of the field, and nobody's there until he's at least 30 yards down the field.
Actually, Aaron Nielsen, great job there. And, it's just a matter of putting a helmet on a helmet. Look at Dixie. Everybody's got their man on the ground. Everybody's hitting somebody. He's just outrunning the number 23, the outside linebacker. Chris Anderson with a great block downfield.
So after two quick plays by Dixie, there's lining up to again Hampton. He gets the ball away. Oh, almost intercepted by number 16, Joel Bingham.
I tell you, Bingham's going to be kicking himself after that play. As I believe it was Jeremy Jacobs comes in on the blitz, and nobody picks him up.
This is not a smart play by Hampton as he throws the ball away just blindly.
Now, Quinn Hampton, this is his second year as a quarterback. He knows exactly you've got to take a sack on that. You can't risk making a turnover after you're moving the ball so effectively down the field.
And I'm sure he just heard that from Coach Smith.
Yeah, Brett Erickson came straight through the line. He was untouched. He was wrapped up around Quinn Hampton the whole way.
So luckily, Dixie is in the 2nd and 10 position here. As Hampton fakes a sweep. He's got Ware wide open, and he's got nothing but room. Touchdown, Dixie.
What happened to the defense on that play? Nobody picked up Ware at all.
Chris Anderson, Aaron Ware just had great separation from him and his man. Chris Anderson on the outside just ran a little hitch pattern, so there was nobody back deep to help out for Aaron Ware. Great play there by Dixie. Great play.
So Dixie coming out strong, putting the first 10 points on the board. As the first 9 points so far, as Mitchell is going to come in and try for the extra point.
You know, it's their passing game that's getting it done. This is exactly what the Badgers wanted, to see if they could get it done through there, and they're answering all the questions right now. They're in control of this game.
So Mitchell with Pitts holding. Mitchell gets the kick up, and it's good. So 10-0 Dixie.
I'll tell you, that all goes back to that terrific stop on the goal line by Dixie's defense. That really gave him a huge spark. You know, that's one of the chances you take when you're Snow and you're down on Dixie's 1 yard line back on that last possession. Take a look at this replay of it. Ware just wide open, nobody near him at all, and he just has nothing in front of him but the end zone.
Now that had to be a blown coverage. You watch Ryan Heath try to run him down. Nobody even picked up Aaron Ware, initially off of the play. We got a great crowd out here for the game today.
Both sides, all the kids from Snow came down from Ephraim to enjoy the game, come down to the warm weather in St. George, and just a really an exciting game so far.
Yeah, it's that great crappy warm weather, you know.
That was a really important possession for Dixie as they went down, marched down, scored 7 points. The Badgers have to answer here. Whether it's 3 or 7, they've got to get something going.
Well, the Dixie offense marched that ball 99 yards, all the length of the field, and just did a great job.
They picked up a good portion of the yardage on 2-3 plays.
Right.
And, but great play calling by Dixie.
Both of those plays that they picked up their most yardage on were blown coverages. Snow needs to do a better job keeping their heads in the game defensively.
I tell you, Snow's not doing a bad job. It's just Dixie's getting these big plays, and so Snow's definitely still in the game as Blackwell gets a high kick, and that's fielded by number 21, Adrian Sanders, and he gets hit hard. He gets taken down at the 20-yard line.
Now there's a lot of pad popping going on. Dixie knows exactly how big this game is. I know Snow does too, but there's a lot of people wanting to run people over here.
This is one of those big in-state rivalries that you love to see in football. It's huge.
So Snow coming out. Olin Hannon's got to get something going here for the Snow College Badgers here with 41.9 seconds left in the first quarter. So moving on the line there again. No call. Hannum, he hits Romney for a pick of a 9.
I like that play call there by the Badgers. You put it in your skilled position players. You put the ball in their hands and let them try to do something. Let them try to make some magic. Get them isolated one-on-one with the quarterback and let them try to actually outrun somebody.
Well, it's a great job. It's a great call to use your speediest players on those quick, short routes, because the DBs are going to know that you're fast, and they're going to play back so they don't get beat deep. And you hit them with those shallow routes enough, they're going to bite on a fake, and then you can go deep on them later in the game.
So once again, Snow's out. Hannon hands it off to number 6, and he gets hit in the backfield for a loss of 1. That's Casey Anderson on the play.
Anderson had nowhere to go. Great job by the Dixie defense, showing why they're such a great defensive team against the run.
Now Pellepoy there with the tackle. He's become up big for the Dixie Rebels all year. Just this defensive unit, everybody on that defensive unit has just played so big.
So Dixie defense doing a great job so far. It's a 3rd and 3 situation here for the Badgers. And stoppage of play for some reason.
Looks like
we're actually at the end of the quarter.
Oh. So that's the end of the first quarter where the Dixie College Rebels are leading the Snow College Badgers 10-0 as Dixie's offense has done a great job in big plays and reading the defense and just being able to get their men open for great pass plays, great running plays, just doing it on both sides.
Well, it's not really that Snow's doing a bad job defensively, as you mentioned before. It's just Dixie's ability to kill you on those few mistakes that you make. You cannot make mistakes, mental mistakes against a great offensive and defensive team like Dixie, being as the #1 team in the nation. If you make little mental mistakes like that, they might do much against a lesser team, but a team like this, they're going to kill you on any mistake that you make.
Any team, any sport, anywhere, great teams take advantage of any mental errors that any team makes, and that's exactly what Dixie's doing here. The coverage just hasn't been there for the Badgers. It's not that they're not playing just as intense as Dixie. They're just outsmarting them out there. They're just playing a little bit more poised.
So yeah, Dixie is just doing a great job in their offensive attack and trying to spoil the Badgers' hopes of ruining Dixie's perfect season.
That's one thing you always face when you're #1 team in the nation. Everyone's going to come out and play you as hard as they can in the first quarter. I mean, not in the first quarter. Every week that you play them, they're going to come out and hit you with everything that they've got.
So the Badgers walk it up here to start the second quarter. Hannum from the gun. He's got 3 wide to his right. And number 22, Lolum, comes to the right also. Once again, that hitch pattern that they ran that was so effective last time is going to pick up about 5 to 6 yards here.
That's a first down for the Badgers. So the Badgers coming out here in the second quarter, showing that they want to do something here and pick up a quick first down.
Well, that's a great way to get Olin Hannum going, is throwing those little quick hitch patterns. That helps him get his timing more in the flow of the game as he just hits number 22, Joe Lomu, over the middle.
So once again, Perry and Seitz split out to the right for the Badgers, and Romney will line up to the left. Hannum up under center. He'll take the snap. He's looking to his left. He's got sights over the middle. He's going to pick up a first down at about the 48-yard line. She had great separation from number 17, Dan Brigham.
Reed Seitz, as we take another look at this, Reed Seitz, the wide receiver here, he does a great job of getting open in the middle and getting down low enough to catch that low pass by Hannum.
Now, Romney was actually the primary receiver on that. Great play by the Badger wide receivers to come back to Olin Hannum. You know, Reed Seitz actually played for Dixie College last year.
I'm sure he knows this defense real well then.
Hannum to go back to the air. He hits number 85. He's going to go down to about the Dixie 34-yard line as Scott Perry picks up the first down and more.
So the Badger offense, if we take another look at this again, Hannum, he just throws a rifling pass and hits number 85, Scott Perry, and just Snow's coming out. The Badger offense is just coming out, and they're showing that they want to do something here. They've got to get some points on the board here. This is a key drive for them to stay in the game. And just coming up and just hitting the defense where it counts.
Perry and Romney go to the left. Seitz is lined up to Hannum's right. Lomu is in the halfback position. Once again, the Badgers to the air, almost picked off there by Pat Baker, as Hannum was dropped by number 43, Solo Moananu for the Dixie Rebels. Incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, Moananu, there's a name we've been calling all season long. He's got great speed, able to break through the line, especially at 230, 6 foot, 230. He's a big guy to have that much speed.
So number 6, Casey Anderson's in the backfield for the Badgers as Hannum goes to that, we'll call it a half shotgun. He has 3 receivers lined up to his left. He drops back to go to another pass. Once again, those hitch patterns, it's batted away. Who batted that, number 79?
Number 79, that's junior, we'll just call him Junior.
Salavihi.
Sayavi'i, something like that.
Well, we've been corrected in the truck so many times.
Great job by Junior and getting his arms up, and the ball actually hits him right in the face mask and bounces off his helmet.
That's one of the things they teach you. When you're a defensive lineman, if you can't get to the quarterback, just get your arms in the air, and if the worst that can happen is the ball will go by you.
Perry, Seitz, and Romney line up to the left. Lomu goes in motion. Hannum to go from the gun. He's going to take a quarterback keeper. He's got room to the right side. He's going to get the first down and more as he's dropped at about the 18-yard line. So the Badgers back in the Dixie Rebels red zone.
I tell you, that was great blocking by number 59, Jeff Neiswanger. He did a great job of handling Junior and like pushing him away so that Hannum could get out and break loose and break through the hole there.
Oh, you take a look at Coach Croshaw, not really liking what happened on that play. That's one thing you have to watch out for, though. When you have a quarterback that's in the zone throwing the ball well, sometimes they're going to give him that little quick quarterback keeper.
They go with a single back formation. Hannum's go to the air. He's picked off. Oh, and he drops it.
Oof.
Cody Waite had the interception. He just couldn't come down with the ball.
Well,
so
wide
huge
receiver,
play.
Wide receiver did a great job becoming the defender at the end of that play, diving in there and knocking the ball away from Waite.
I tell you, if Waite would have been called with possession there, that would have been a great opportunity for the Badgers because they were right on the coverage of what would have been a fumble if they would have called him with possession.
So Pat Baker comes off the field for the Rebels. The Badgers facing a 2nd and 10. Have Perry and Romney line up to the left. They go with the 2-back formation. Romney comes in motion to the right. Hannum goes with a little draw play. Lolam's got room up the right side. He barrels over 24, and he's going to get in the end zone for a touchdown. So Joe Lomu comes in. They throw a little draw play at the Rebels, and he scores.
I tell you,
from
that's
18 yards out.
You could tell watching Dixie's linemen and linebackers watch them. They were keying in on Hannum on that play. Doing a great job by the Badgers, blocking on the inside, giving Lomu just hardly anyone in front of him, breaking up, getting the ball right over the cross of the plane before he's taken down.
I tell you, that was a well-designed play, and Lomu did a great job of finding his way around there as they kick an extra point.
So Hatherbrook puts it up through the uprights, and we've got the Badgers are right back in the game with 13:29 left. The Rebels lead 10-7. So great possession by the Badgers as they're able to eat up a lot of clock on that drive. And Lomu just barrels over number 24.
Well, you know,
Sean Kojima.
we saw a play like that earlier where Lomu hardly got any yardage because the Dixie defense was keying in on him as the primary running person. But after that run by Hannum, where he got that quick outside quarterback draw, the defense is going to have to key on him that much more. That gives Lomu a better chance of getting the big play.
I tell you, both sides of the ball here, both offensive units are really earning their yards because both defenses are doing a great job of coverage and things. The quarterbacks, Quinn Hampton and Olin Hannum, are doing a great job of threading the ball and just great design plays for the running attack and the passing attack.
So the Badgers finally get on the board, and they only trail the Rebels by 3 points with a score of 10-7. Number 87 will come on to kick the kickoff, Alan Cox. He's an All-American as a punter, and he does handle all the kicking duties except for the point after. Back deep for the Rebels is Cody Waite and Ethan Ross. This one's going to be fielded deep by Cody Waite. He takes it about the 4-yard line. He takes it up the left side, but he's dropped by number 10 and 27 for the Snow Badgers.
That was a great job by number 10, Zach. I'm quite sure how to say that.
Magelli,
But he does a great job just running down the field untouched and does a great job of tripping up Waite on the play there.
Well, that's one of those kind of guys. That's one of the guys that they call the bullet. He comes from the outside, handles the outside containment, flies in, and just tripping up where at the end of that play.
We're going to have a false start on the Snow Badgers once again. I think it was on the kickoff. We had somebody cross the line before the kicker kicked the ball. Watch Cody Waite. He actually had a lot of room on the left side of the field, but he just couldn't elude those first two tacklers.
Well, that was all Magali.
So we're going to re-kick it. Cody Waite and Ethan Ross will drop back again for the Rebels. Alan Cox will have to come back onto the field and kick another kick here.
Except for this time, he's a little further back.
Well, he's got the powerful enough leg to get it across the 20-yard line easy from where he is.
I agree.
Maybe he'll even come out and punt it. You know, you never know.
I don't think they made a new rule that you could come right out and choose what you wanted to do. If they did, they made it in the last 20 seconds.
Well, you never know. The world's a crazy place.
No, the soccer team actually, the ladies soccer team with a big win last night over Mesa Community College. They won, Dixie's ranked the number 4 team in the nation, beat number 1 Mesa, so they will be heading to the Nationals. Or actually, they play tonight, and then if they win tonight, will they be heading to the Nationals?
Yeah, I think this is the 3rd year in a row that Dixie has done that good in women's soccer.
Well, they have a phenomenal coach, Heather Dahl, and she gets every bit of talent out of every one of her players. She's got a lot of talent around that soccer team.
Well, the Nationals are in my home state of Maryland, and so that's exciting for me.
So Alan Cox to kick it again. Ross and Waite are back deep for the Rebels. So he drills it. This time it's going to be Ethan Ross from about the 6-yard line. He takes the ball to the middle of the field. He's going to be dropped at about the 22-yard line as number 83, Cameron Stewart for the Snow College Badgers, comes up and makes the tackle.
I tell you, that was decent coverage by the Snow College Badgers. Dixie just losing some of those blocks. As you watch here on the replay, you see Ross down at the left side of your screen there. Just taking down, tripped up right around the hip section, a little arm tackle.
So Quinn Hampton will lead the Rebels back here as they lead 10-7 with 13:11 left in the first half. Wyatt Gines lines up to the left with Ethan Ross lined up to the right. Back at the halfback position is Tony Nielsen. We got play action fake here. Hampton's going to tuck it under. He's going to pick up about 7 yards. Good play there by Hampton. He had nobody downfield and just took it out of bounds for a good 6-7 yard pickup.
Great heads up by Hampton as he rolls right, and he's looking downfield and sees nothing, but he sees a huge hole and able to run it and get it out of bounds and pick up about 7.
Now everything is really falling on the shoulders of Quinn Hampton this year for the Rebels.
Yeah, you can see the middle linebacker, Brett Erickson, biting on that quick pitch. That gave Hampton the ability to get outside. The linebackers biting on the play fake to the running backs.
So Anderson and Ross come to the left side. Tight end Aaron Ware's lined up to the right. Sane and Nielsen right behind Hampton. As the 2nd and 4 comes up. Hampton go back to the air. He eludes a couple tacklers. He's going to have to scramble. He throws the ball downfield. He's got Anderson, but it's just tipped at the last moment by number 16, Joel Bingham.
I tell you, that was a great job by Hampton, eluding the tremendous pressure. Watch here as Hampton rolls back. He's got, I believe that's number 98. Anthony Wilcox comes up on him, but he collides with one of his other players, falls down right before Hampton's hit. He's able to get the ball away, but it's tipped away at the last second.
I tell you, that ball was on target, and that is a tough pass to make. Hampton did a great job, but the defense did a great job of being able to get there and get a hand on it before Anderson, because Anderson catches that, that's 7 points, or 6 points for the Rebels.
The Rebels back to the I formation. Gines to the left. And it's going to be a quick hitter to Sane. He rolls off one tackle. He picks up the first down, and he's going to get to about the 39-yard line.
Great job by Sane in being able to break through the tackles and putting on spin moves, keeping his feet going. And as we take another look at that again, quick handoff to Sane, and he does his great little flips and turn and shakes and bakes.
Well, he does a great job keeping his legs going. And once again, just those misdirection plays that both teams have been throwing out have been throwing the linebackers to the opposite side of the field, and just those, little misdirection, go one way, go back the other way.
So
Got open field in front of you.
Anderson comes to the near side. Ethan Ross lines up to the right. Once again, Tony Nielsen at the halfback position. After the give is to Nielsen, he's going to be stopped at about the 41-yard line to pick up maybe a yard.
Well, as you watch here on the replay, the Snow College Badgers doing a good job reading the play, keying in on Nielsen. He really didn't, that hole closed quickly. He had a hole there, but as you watch here on the replay, it just closes quickly. Linebackers coming up, showing their great speed.
So it brings up 2nd and about 9. The Rebels right back to that I formation. Hampton's up under center. He has another fake pitch. He rolls out to his right. He looks for Gines. He's going to once again take it and try to run for the first down. He's knocked out about the 48-yard line.
I tell you, there on the end of that play, Solomon Leola punished Hampton for trying to run by him. He just leveled Hampton after he picked up that quick 5 or 6 yard gain.
So big 3rd down here as it brings up 3rd and about 2.
Tell you, Hampton, I'm getting really impressed with his running ability and able to, because he's taken on some big hits there and gets thrown into the Snow College bench. As we take another look at that, look at Hampton. He gets hit hard by number 4, Solomon Leola.
Well, Hampton just expected to run out of bounds. Leola said, you ain't getting out of bounds until I hit you.
So Hampton with the quick pitch out to Nielsen. He's going to break free for the first down and more as he takes it up to about the Badgers' 44-yard line. He's going to step out of bounds.
That was a terrific cut block in the backfield. I believe that was Aaron Sane that got that. That was really the block that freed Nielsen for that outside run.
Once again, the Dixie offense is coming down. They're setting up the plays that they need at the right time, and they're doing an excellent job of executing those plays and being able to move the ball down the field as they are sitting on the Snow College about the 44-yard line.
So once again, right back to the I formation. Ross splits out to the left. Gines out to the right. He fakes to Sane. He looks to go to the air. He lays it up for Ross to run under. He's wide open. He's going to catch it at about the 7 or 8 yard line. We'll call it the 8. Beautiful touch pass there by Quinn Hampton.
That's Ross all year long, doing a great job of getting down the field and getting open on that deep pass, and then Hampton just setting up a perfect pass and lays it right into Ross's hands. Excellent job by the Dixie offense.
Great job by Ross adjusting to the pass. Hampton throws it towards the outside, right where it needed to be, because Ross was being pretty well defended, but the corner just did not flow with Ross as he moved away towards the sideline where the ball was. That was a great play by Ross and Hampton.
Well, right at the end, Ross, he puts on his jets and just does a great job of catching up to the ball and putting it right in his hands, and then just great play.
Aaron Sane and Tony Nielsen line up in the backfield for the Rebels in the I formation. Once again, Hampton to go to the air. He's under a lot of pressure, just throws it up. as Aaron Ware was knocked to the ground by number 9, Jeremy Jacobs.
I tell you, Ware is looking for a flag there, and he's not going to get it because he wasn't anywhere near the ball. But as we take another look at that, look at Ware. He just gets knocked down.
Actually, it was number 1, Jared Harwood, that knocked him down. Smart play by Quinn Hampton as he just lets the ball go out of anybody's reach.
He's got to be careful with big throws like throws like that. Sometimes you might get the intentional grounding call if there's nobody near the ball.
Oh, he was outside the tackle there. Gines goes to the left. The pitch is to Nielsen. He's going to take it. He's being chased by number 8. Great speed shown there by Brett Erickson as he runs down Tony Nielsen from the linebacking position.
That was a great job by Erickson coming from the other side of the field, running down Nielsen from behind. That's not an easy thing to do. Nielsen's got some wheels of his own. You watch Erickson comes from the middle of the field all the way over and takes down Nielsen for the loss.
I tell you, he turned on the Jets. He had those little feet running, and he was not going to let Nielsen get that touchdown break too.
So we've got 3rd and goal here from the 11-yard line. Dixie, the Rebels lead 10-7 here over the Snow Badgers. They are driving. Quinn Hampton up under center. He's got 2 split outs. He's looking to go to the end zone. He goes to Ethan Ross. It's picked off by number 16, Joel Bingham, in the end zone. The Rebels are going to walk away empty-handed here as they can't add to their lead.
I tell you, it's a great job by Bingham, and just does a great job of tipping the ball up. Ross actually turns around and sees that the ball's in the air, and he's actually going to make a try for it, but Bingham just is right there to pull it down.
That was great concentration. You see, Ross didn't see the ball in the air until it was already in Bingham's hands.
That one just got away from Quinn Hampton as it looked like he just didn't let the ball go where he wanted to, and it just floated away from the receiver.
It's tough to be accurate every single time, and
so Romney will come to the right. Hannum's up under center. He's got number 13 in line to his left, Aaron Boone. And we're going to have another flag here. I'm not going to be so sure what the call is here.
Well, we might have an illegal
start.
substitution. I'm not sure what it could be.
most
There's plenty
likely
of time on the play clock.
It is a false start against the Badgers. So they'll walk it back 5, and it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 15-yard line.
I was going to say that most likely it would have been an offensive penalty because of stoppage of play. Normally they won't stop the play any other time.
So
Unless
Boone
there's contact.
splits out to the left. Romney up on the line to the right. Hannum Locum back in the backfield for the Snow Badgers. Hannum to go to the air. He's looking for Romney. Now he goes back to his left to Boone. He's wide open. Beautiful catch, but it's going to be out of bounds.
I tell you, that was a great job by Boone going up in the air and showing his agility to be able to grab that ball. But
I tell you, it was great coverage by Waite and forcing him to be able to catch that ball out of bounds. Waite I think he knew that, and he knew where he was and did a great job of forcing that play.
Now Hannum shows the strength in the arm as he heaves it down the field. Boone had actually broken away from his man, number 3, on the Rebels. So Hannum lines 2 of them to the left. Number 3 comes in motion. It's going to be a pitch out to Anderson. Anderson cuts it back against the grain. He's going to be met by number 27 of the Rebels, Grant Smith, and he's going to be dropped at the 23-yard line.
well, that was a good job by Anderson. Watch here, he just cuts it right back up the middle, right between 2 Dixie defenders. He had some blocks to his right side, but he tried to choose to go back up the middle again. That's when he was brought down.
Tell you, that was a great play. It was any other time it's a first down play, but of course they had the 3rd or 2nd and 15.
Well, you can see right there on the replay, he had blockers to his right side, but he chose to go to the left side of his blockers.
Hannum goes straight back to the air. He has number 3. He's going to be, I think he's short of the first down, but he's right at the stick.
If he's short, it's just short.
The official on the other side of the ball jumped across the sticks first and then went back, corresponding with the other official. That's going to be 4th and about a half a yard.
So big play here by Coach Empey if he chooses to go for the 4th and 1, or if they're going to punt the ball away.
Well, they have been able to get their running game going, and Hannum's done a great job with those short hitch passes that they've had. Well, they've always had at least one man open when they go with that 4 wide receivers to one side and quick hitch pattern.
I tell you, I look for a quick quarterback sneak, even though Dixie was able to stop it last time as they were going for the touchdown with that play. But
so Boone will split out to the left. We've got the officials calling for a timeout here. There's 9:37 left in the first half. The Rebels lead 10-7 over the Snow Badgers. We're going to have a timeout. I think it's called by Dixie. So Coach Croshaw wants to talk to his defense about what's going to happen. Joe, what do you look for here? You really look for that 4 receiver set?
As they set up on the field that time, they had 3 running backs in the backfield. You know what I might be looking for right here is to have Hannum do just a delayed sneak where, you take that little quick 3-step drop and break right through. That's one thing you see a lot with the Steelers use Cordell Stewart that way a lot because he's got great speed. And, all you have to do is get that quick 3-step drop, get the linebackers back and spread out, give your lineman a chance to give you a little hole, spread out the defense a little bit, just pick a hole and go right through.
That's a very important possession as the Snow Badgers defense was able to get it done. We got a packed house here tonight. A couple seats are vacant, but for the most part, we have a good crowd turnout.
Oh, hey, those couple seats might be in the bathroom right now. You never know.
Well, this is one that the students want to stick around town for and come in and see an exciting game. It's 10-7 here, and just a great job.
So we're coming out of the timeout. Aaron Boone's going to line up to the left for the Badgers. They've got 3 running backs in the backfield. Big number 69, Josh Gustafson, will line up in the backfield for the Badgers. I think Hannum's just going to try to call this Dixie defense off. As he audibles at the line, they go with Gustafson. He's not going to pick up the first down as he is dropped. Another big victory here by the defense of the Dixie Rebels.
I tell you the one thing about this that makes it so great, look at their field position. Look where they're starting out. They're starting out on the 31-yard line. This is great field position. Take another look at this. Dixie's line just does a great job getting right there. Boom! Hits him. First down, Dixie.
There was 3 guys right there to take I guess he's the fullback. Just 3 guys right there to take him out.
Well, they had put in Josh Gustafson, a 6'3", 264-pound offensive lineman in there. And so they were going with the beef, running with the pork.
Well, Snow feeling like they have to play liberally here today, and it hasn't paid off for them so far.
So the Rebels take over at the 29-yard line. Rebels right back to that I formation. Hampton to go to the air. Lays it up for Ethan Ross. He has to dive for it. It's going to be incomplete at the goal line.
Ethan Ross had his man beat, both of them. Just get a little bit more air under the ball, and Hampton would have had himself another touchdown to add to his stats this year.
It was a great fade pattern by Ross, and he just does a great job of just kind of moseying downfield and then takes off. Quinn Hampton just unable to get to the ball, get the ball right into his hands.
So the Badgers here in the first half have really tried to test this Dixie defense, and they've been unsuccessful both times. They have scored 1 touchdown, though. But for the most part, the Dixie defense shows why they are the #1 team in the nation. Quinn Hampton back to that I formation. He has Anderson lined up to his left. It's a quick give to Aaron Sane as he busts through. He's going to get down to about the 21-yard line. Nice pickup of 8 yards here.
I tell you, this Snow defense really needs to start keying in on those quick handoffs to Sane. He's been averaging, I don't know how much, he's been averaging pretty well on those quick hits right up the middle. The linebackers are starting to key in a lot on Nielsen. As you watch Tony Jones coming into the game, here's the replay. You can see there was hardly anyone in front of Sane until the secondary comes up and makes a tackle.
Looks like Sane might have a shoulder injury. He comes off and he's not moving his arm, and so the trainers are going to take a look at Sane down there.
Well, he's had a shoulder problem all year long. Ethan Ross splits out to the left. Gynes goes to the right. The give is to Tony Nielsen at the fullback position. He's going to fall forward to about the 20-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
I can see Sane down there on the sideline just kind of walking around. Looks like he's going to be all right.
Looks like he's probably got a stinger down there. But another big play here for the Rebels. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1 as Chris Anderson enters the game. They've got the speed in the backfield now with Tony Jones and Tony Nielsen.
Well, Dixie's been able to convert on these pretty much all year long, and and we'll see if they can do it today.
So the Badgers have to show that they can stop this Dixie Rebel defense. They've got a wide open gap right in the middle, and that's right where Hampton takes it for the quarterback sneak. Great job there by Quinn Hampton. He saw the opening, went with the quick cadence, so it didn't allow the Snow Badgers to set up really on
on short yardage possessions like that, the defense always has to plug the middle. The quarterback, that's like his dream, to run right up the middle and have no one touch him.
Well, he picked up about 4 yards on the play, so the Badgers don't stop him there. So Wyatt Gines goes out to the left, Ethan Ross to the right. Tony Jones is the halfback in the I formation. They give this to Jones on the pitch out. He comes off tackle, and he's going to be stacked up at the 15-yard line, pick up about a half a yard.
One thing about Jones, those 5 fumbles he's had so far this year could really come in to haunt him, and coming into this game as you watch him bouncing around the outside. As you see there at the end of the play, he doesn't hold on to the ball very well. He needs to get 2 hands on the ball every time he's hit, because Snow is really going to want to exploit his inability to hold on to the ball well. They're always going to come with come around with his shoulder, try to knock the ball out.
I tell you, the thing about those 5 fumbles by Tony Jones, 3 of those came into one game early on in the season, and I think he's done a great job of correcting himself and being able to hold on to the ball.
Quinn Hampton goes right back to Jones. They go right back to the ground. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play, down to inside the 10-yard line. So this is where Dixie had a problem last time down the field, where Quinn Hampton threw the interception. Good hard running by Jones as he is popped by the safety and strong safety and free safety. The good thing, the Badgers have really been able to have their defensive ends turn the ball back into the middle of the field where their tacklers are. They've really played a very good contained defense, but they've just been burned on some good passes by Dixie. So Hampton fakes the pitch to Jones. He's going to scramble out to his right. He goes into the end zone. It's tipped. Tipped by number 1, Jared Harward, the 6'2" and 182-pound defensive back out of American Fork, Utah. Heads up play there by Harward.
Is that American Fork or American Fark?
What'd I say?
American Park.
No, I'm just making fun of their accents up there in the north.
I got a lot of relations up there. I know all about it.
Now, Joe, we pick on you every day. So.
Oh, yeah, thanks, y'all.
So, looks like Dixie's going to send number 19 out to kick a field goal, Kobe Craig Mitchell at that. As we take a shot of Coach Empey in the defensive front.
I tell you, this has just been a great game. Just both defenses are just doing a great job of stopping the attacks here, and just doing a great job. Defensive struggle here. It's 10-7 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in the half.
Good shot there by our camera operators. We take a look at the Dixie College fans on top of the press box and all around.
Well, that's a highway up, being up there on the top of the press box. I get dizzy just being down here in the press box. Starting to get nosebleeds.
Mitchell on to attempt the 27-yard attempt. It's going to be a fake. Pitts rolls to his left. He lobs it up. Chris Anderson goes up, and it's incomplete. So the Badgers come away with a great play on a 4th down field goal attempt as they fake the ball.
Interesting call by Dixie there to fake that one and roll right. And, of course, it unsuccessful, but both teams are going to be very liberal in their play here. And as they're trying to get points on the board here, I'm not so sure exactly how smart that call was when they had an easy 3 right there, but they wanted to get a bigger lead than just 6. And unsuccessful, so they're going to rely on their defense to make another big stop here.
Well, Mark Pitts is the big 6'4", 215-pound quarterback. Backup quarterback.
Hannum goes straight back to the air. If the ball's tipped up, it looks like it could have been intercepted, but 3 men, Cody Waite, Pat Baker, and Solo Moananu, go up for the ball at the same time. And it looks like Solo Moananu is down on the ground, but he's going to get right back up.
Great job by number 88, Mark Larson, for Snow here as we take another look at that. He's able to get in there and break up that sure interception. Watch. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there he goes. And he gets his hand up there. And
he kind of knocks all the Dixie defenders into each other and breaking up the chance for an interception.
So the Badgers come away with the ball. It'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Pat Baker and Solo Moananu showing the blitz. Oh, we got a false start on the Badgers. Moananu takes a lick to Hannum.
Well, I believe that was number 55, Sale Fonitz. Leave it to me to try to say the hard names, you know. We'll just call him Sale F on the false start.
You can.
Great job by the Dixie defense and seeing that false start and getting there to get their lick on him, because I think that's important, because it shows it puts fear into that offensive line, because they know how hard they're going to come in and hit them.
So it's been a defensive battle thus far through the first half, as we have 6 minutes left in the first half. The score remains 10-7. The Dixie College Rebels are on top. The Snow Badgers are lined up back deep in their own territory. We'll call it the 4-yard line. Actually, it's about the 4.5. But the Badgers have a 2nd and about 15 here. Hannum drops back in his own end zone. He's looking to hit Romney. He has Romney at the 16-yard line. So beautiful play there by the Badgers as Hannum stays poised